Hi YouTube. Figured I'd let you know what's been going on here lately. So the semester ended, so it's Christmas break now, and I got straight A's for the last bit. I got a B for the first part, B's for the first part, A's for the second part. I'm pretty good with that. While I was doing that, in the last video I mentioned I had to park the trailer elsewhere because there's a street ordinance because of snow removal. Well, I did get a setup on the back of my truck. So I'm just using a vise off the back of my truck. The weather is what the weather is. And we had a couple nice days. So I was able to sit out there and this time I didn't even have to fire up the generator too much. I got some M18 cordless tools for working at the John Deere dealership. I got a grinder. I got some die grinders and stuff, M12 die grinders and things. And I pretty much exclusively used those just to kind of give them just beat on them a little bit and see how they turned out. And I might keep one corded grinder on hand, but the rest of them, as they wear out, I'm going to replace with cordless, just because of for the mobile repair work whenever I do it, which will be a lot less. But then also just in the grinder booth, because it's quick, you don't have cords tangling up. I braid a bunch of cords every time I make something by switching tools. So I got a large Hungamunga done. I gotta get that on eBay yet. And then I got a miniature one done, and it's already gone. It was sold before I made it. And then I made a bunch more of those coins for Patreon. Now on Patreon, I have my first patron. And I'm very thankful for that. And I'm working with him on some ideas, how he thinks it could make better. Feel free to join up. If you got questions, ask me in the comments. I'm working through some more tiers and trying to make it more user-friendly for you guys to get your hands on some stuff and that kind of thing. And I've also got kind of a deal in the works with another YouTuber. I think he's quite famous. He's well known in my circle of understanding, you know, with the weaponry and so forth. And I'm working out possibly some promotion, possibly some production things, and some shout outs and so forth. And I've got to get back to him. The question of how fast can I make things came up. And right now, here, I'll flip the camera around. I'm a little bit laid up. That's gonna stay on until the 11th. Then I'll find out if I can put weight on it, and then it might be 3 more weeks in a boot. The good news is I have this fancy little scooter guy here too. So what happened with that, last March I had a bunion removed. Turning 40 sucks. And then it just never quit hurting. It felt better right after surgery, and then it just got worse and worse and worse and filled up with arthritis again. So this time there's the big knuckle on your toe. They fused that with a plate with some screws. So I won't have full flexibility on my foot, but you don't move that joint on your big toe that much anyway. And the goal is to just eliminate pain, so I'm not limping around and hobbling around. It makes a big impact on how you move. So that's kind of what's going on here. As soon as I can walk, though, I'll be back out at that truck sharpening stuff again. And then once the weather breaks in March and they ease this snow removal situation, we'll get the grinder booth and the forge back out there on the street, and I'll get into some of those. I have a bunch of Death Dealer axes to make too, so I'm going to need my forge. And one other thing that's been kind of on my mind too, almost a year ago now, last spring, I got on the Thundercats thing again with the claw shield and the sword stand, and when it was kind of looking promising, and I've kind of lost contact with that customer. I got to get back to him a little bit, but the COVID-19, the shutdown just stopped it. I was in touch with a plater to, you know, anodize the whole stand purple, because it'll be solid aluminum, and it never really worked anything out. Things just got too chaotic. So if any of you know of a anodizing company or run one or work there, let me know. Get a hold of me, and because I'm going to price it, because to set it up myself, I would need $1,000 just in hydrochloric acid to dip that whole thing for part of the procedure. And then, okay, I live in an apartment. I have kind of a storage lot at a cousin's house, but what am I going to do with 200 gallons of hydrochloric acid? Especially with kids running all over. Not a good thing. But thanks for hanging in here with me while I'm laid up and while I've been in school. We got 4 months left. I'm excited to get her done.